Hello everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of the Jack the Lad podcast. On today's episode we've got on Anthony Ferraro. Welcome.
How's it going, man? Stoked to be here.
Good. Yeah, really good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming on the podcast. It's much appreciated. Do you want to just tell everyone what your credentials are? Because they're fairly lengthy, to be honest. And then we'll get into
it. Yeah, I'm motivational speaker, Paralympic hopeful athlete for Judo. I'm on Team USA. I do content creation on the internet on different platforms, and then also a musician, a skateboarder, and do a podcast myself called the Four Bad Eyes podcast with my other blind buddy, who's a professional skateboarder, Dan Mancina.
Nice. Yeah, it's quite a reel of different things that you're into. So I wanted to start off with the judo, as you put it at first as well. So how did all that come about? Like, when did you first start judo and all of that?
Well, there was a documentary about my wrestle. I used to wrestle in 7th grade through high school and a little bit of college. And my senior year, there was a documentary done about my life as a blind wrestler and growing up and dealing with certain different adversities and things like that. And the trailer for the documentary called "A Shot in the Dark." It's on like Amazon Prime and Google Plus, Apple Play, or Apple, whatever it is, Apple TV, Google Plus, and Vimeo. One of the people that saw the documentary was the United States Olympic Committee. So I graduated high school in 2013, and in 2017 the documentary came out, and then I got reached out to by the United States Olympic Committee saying, we loved your talent in wrestling. Would you consider training judo to try and compete in the Paralympics? And I kind of, when opportunities come, you just got to take them. So it was very exciting, and started learning a whole new sport and going around the world, traveling, training, and just learning everything. And currently like first in the country and top 20 in the world. So it's been pretty good and been having fun doing it.
All right, nice, lovely. Well, congratulations on your success within that.
Thanks.
So I've absolutely blanked there, to be honest. But would you just like to tell everyone how were you born blind, or did you suffer anything?
Yeah, I was born with an eye condition called Leber's congenital amaurosis, and it's a degenerative eye condition. So when I was younger, I was able to see like a little better. I was able to like make out objects and different things with like no detail at all, but I had no peripheral vision, which means seeing to the sides. And yeah, it just got worse as I grew up, and now it's currently like light and darkness, and then like I could see if it's light outside, and sometimes I can make out like different shades of colors, but it's hard to tell what they are. And then sometimes my brain tries to, like, if someone tells me it's a tree, my brain will try and like fill in what a tree looks like and things like that. But like I can't really see well at all anymore, and I never was able to see well, but I was able to see at least enough to like I had some usable vision, but it just got worse as I grew up.
All right. So what was that like?
It didn't really seem different. I grew up in a big family. I have like 60 cousins that all grew up around this area. And no one ever treated me any differently. I grew up like surfing, skateboarding, even rode bikes for a little bit until it got too hard. And then sometimes it was frustrating when you get a little older, like 13 years old. You're just trying to fit in, and it's a lot of anxiety because you're the only like blind person around and things like that. But I was really lucky with the environment I grew up in and the people around me just kind of letting me try things and try everything and have fun and figure things out. So I was really fortunate in that area.
Yeah, definitely. So with the skating then, how old were you when you took that up?
I was always on a skateboard. My two older brothers, I'm the youngest of five. My two older brothers skateboarded a lot, and I just wanted to be around them. And then I wasn't very good. I just kind of rode it around. And then about in 2020, I went to a meetup with a bunch of other blind skateboarders, and they kind of all taught me some different ways to use my cane and skateboarding to like feel around and use my hand to feel certain things. And it kind of opened up a whole new world for me. So it just got me really immersed in skateboarding and just, having so much fun and been doing it ever since, kind of a lot now.
What was your first trick that you learned?
Probably an ollie, just
S-
like just
This
jumping with the board type of thing.
right. What's the hardest trick to for you to do even now that you know that you consistently struggle with?
A lot of like flip tricks with the skateboard, like trying to make it flip different ways and stuff like that. I really enjoy like grinding rails and ledges and riding like mini ramps, like small half pipes and stuff like that.
Nice. So looking, um, how did you um, so with the judo then? What sort of competitions have you been to, and what like how have you been involved with the US team?
I've been to quite a few, like I've been to Brazil, Azerbaijan, Tokyo, um, where else? Germany, um, England. I've been to quite a few places. Peru, Pan American Championships, Pan American Games, Canada, World Championships, just like kind of a lot of different competitions. And I've had some success. I got like seventh in the world in a competition in Azerbaijan. Just a couple different things. I've suffered from like two concussions from judo, so I was close to winning a couple competitions, but ended up getting a concussion in the match, and it obviously ended that competition for me. So different roadblocks like that have come up in my journey of judo. So just dealing with different things and just competing as much as possible.
In the judo world, then, when you were lining up for say world championships, for example, how many bouts would you have in a in the day, the week? Like, how would that all work out?
I probably have like 5 matches in the day.
Right, and it's all done on that one day.
Yeah, and it's all done in one day.
Ah, okay, and so with that, like obviously being in the Team US, what do you have to do on the sort of local circuit or the national circuit to solidify your place within the team?
You have to win nationals. So I've won nationals about 2 or 3 times now, and um, that's really solidifies my spot on the team.
You had a slight smirk then, as if it was like, yeah, I've only won it 3 times.
No, no,
How,
no. I was just trying to recall. Um, I've every time I've gone to nationals, I've had pretty good success. Sometimes I haven't been able to make it, but the U.S. division is pretty small for blind athletes for judo, and I've been fortunate enough to be number one for a while. So it's all just it's luck of the draw and just training a lot. So I'm just fortunate to be in that position.
so what do you do? Like, how often do you train judo then?
I train judo like 3 days a week, and then I do strength training like 4 days a week.
And how do you? I take it you just train at a local judo gym.
Yeah, I train at a gym about 25 minutes away.
Oh, right, nice. If you what talk me through like a normal week for yourself then?
Oh, let's see. Mondays I have strength training in the morning. Usually make food. Try to stay on a pretty good diet, meal prepping and stuff like that. My wife really helps me out so much. She's an amazing support and everything. And then have judo practice at night. Tuesdays I'll have strength training, and then sometimes I'll go to the gym later and do like a short run, and then do the sauna and steam room and stuff. And then Wednesday I have judo again. Um, and then I skateboard during the day sometimes too when I can get it in. And then Thursdays strength training and sometimes a short run. And then Friday is strength training and judo.
Oh, nice. Busy man.
Yeah, I try to nap sometime during the day too to like recover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to get that rest in when you can. So
Yeah.
obviously you mentioned your wife there. How did all that come about? How, like, how did you meet and all the rest of it?
We met through my good buddy growing up. My friend is actually married to her sister now, and she introduced them. And then later on, I met her through them, and we kind of hit it off right away, like great chemistry and really similar interests of traveling and doing different things and just like helping other people. And then I asked her to be my date to my film premiere in New York City, and she kind of met everyone in my life, and she was just amazing. And then we continued talking to each other, and um, just like I said, like we had similar interests. So she works remotely from her computer, so she could travel and work. So she would travel with me to different competitions, and we would we'd I'd do the competition, she would work as well, and then we would kind of travel around that country for a little bit.
Oh, nice, lovely. Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad obviously you've got that the support of the your family and your wife
yeah.
and that. What are some sort of common questions that you get asked as a blind person?
Just kind of like if you're blind, how do you do that? Like across the board of all different types of things. Just like really that's a lot of it. Like if you're blind, how do you dot dot dot? And that's kind of how I started doing the I'm blind and this is how I type videos on social media to show people like how I live my life as a blind person and just kind of spreading positivity and showing people no matter your situation, you could achieve what you want in life. Just might look a little different than others.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Whatever your journey is or whatever makes you happy, you carry on doing it. Whether whether people think you're crazy or not, definitely reach for the stars. So with your with your judo, then what is the ultimate goal? Obviously, go to the Paralympics. Assuming.
Yeah, right now I'm training to try and make it to the Paralympics in uh, Paris, France in next year, actually, next summer.
And how's that all going? How's that shaping up?
It's going all right. I got a bunch more tournaments coming up throughout the year, all qualifying tournaments. You have to get as many points as you can, but it's gonna look a lot different. I have a my first kid actually on the way in August, so things are gonna change a little bit, but it's gonna be an interesting journey.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So how will that sort of fit in, obviously, with your training and stuff like that?
It's gonna look pretty similar. You know, because I work from home most of the time doing all the stuff I do, like unless I have to go speak somewhere or something. But I'm around a lot, so it'd just be like, those that hour and a half or something going to train and then coming home and helping out with the kid.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned there about your speaking. What is the sort of stuff that you go around and talk to people about?
I really talk about goal setting and pushing through obstacles in life and dealing with certain adversity and how to push through that stuff and just a whole variety of things and also based around like my life story and things like that. I talk to like a lot of different groups, like it could be anywhere from a corporate event to, high school, college graduation to um, even younger kids and with different organizations and things like that.
Nice. So obviously you run your own podcast as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do it with my other buddy. We do it together, and then my wife Kelly produces it all and edits everything and puts out the clips.
so what is it that you talk about usually on the podcast?
We talk about life. It's kind of like a big hangout. Like if you're listening, it's like hanging out with us. We talk about things that are going on in our lives and different struggles we've encountered, how we overcome them, and also a lot of like humor. And then we do a lot of interviews as well, where we interview people, and we've had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, nice. What? How long have you been podcasting for?
A little over a year now. I think we have like 71 episodes. We put one out every week.
Oh, right, yeah, that's same as mine. I haven't got quite as many followers as you though.
Uh,
So if you, where was your favourite place to travel? Where was your favourite place that you went?
Maybe Berlin was one of my favorite cities I've been to. I love Germany. I love Peru. I've been to a couple times as well. And then I really love traveling. So wherever I am, it's just always it's kind of a thrill, just learning about that area, learning about the culture, and it's the food obviously, and it's a good time. So I try to soak up wherever I'm going, because some places I would never go to on my own if it wasn't for judo. Like I would never just book a ticket to Azerbaijan. So like being able being able to go to places like that is really interesting.
Where would you say? Obviously, you're based in the US. Where would you say abroad has like the best sort of blind person access? You know, for you to get around the city and stuff like that. Where's a good place for that?
I'd say Germany or Paris was really good with the blind traveling like access. It's really accommodating. They do a lot. There's like different the street lights will say what street you're on. If you press a button, it'll tell you when it's okay to cross, things like that. Also Italy was amazing. You get to go to like all the museums for free if you're blind, and then they have like different braille exhibits and things like that, and like things you could touch, which is really cool because you don't get that at a lot of museums. And it was yeah, it was a really awesome experience actually in Italy. That's probably my favorite place I've been to. It was just really incredible, the accessibility and also just the people and food and everything like that.
What was your favourite food when you were out in Italy?
Oh man, probably any of the pastas was incredible. Like they just do pasta amazing, all the different sauces and things like that.
Good, good. So with the like with you, I was saying about the questions, obviously about because you're blind with you being blind. Obviously, how do you know do certain things? But what was that like growing up in school? Like with you doing your exams and stuff like that. How did that all work?
I read Braille, so I read Braille, and all my tests would be put into Braille, and then I would answer them on a machine, and then print that out for the teacher, like in print. So it was pretty accessible. Like all my books were in Braille and things like that, and never really had too much trouble with school. Everyone was always pretty helpful and accommodating. I did pretty well in school, and then um, yeah, just a lot of having the right materials and things like that.
Good, good. Um, I ask a lot of my or all my guests this as well. Just like a line about on advice, and what you would say to someone in your position years earlier, or even someone that's in your position now with either their blindness or whatever they're in at this stage in life. So what advice would you give to someone?
I would say get out of bed. That's the first step, is just to get out of your bed and not lay back in it and start your day. Like brush your teeth, no matter what you're dealing with, just go through the motions if you have to. And then you end up, starting a chain reaction of positive things. Like maybe take a shower, get dressed, and now you're ready for the day. And you already did more than you would have if you just laid in bed and felt sorry for yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself, and really it comes down to the only disability in life is like a bad attitude. So that's what I would tell someone.
Yeah, the only
And
disability in life
nothing
is bad
nothing
attitude. I
happens
like that.
overnight.
No, yeah, certainly not. Yeah, there's the grind.
Yeah.
So what's in the future for Anthony then?
Oh man, just having this kid, getting
Yeah,
prepared to be a dad, just working as much as possible, spreading positivity, and you know, really trying to pick other people up and just have a fun time doing it, and just providing for my family and helping as many people as I can in my path.
Yeah, definitely. If Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, any I'll any questions, feel free to ask, but I'm there's nothing on my mind really. I mean, I'm stoked to be here and thanks for having me on.
No, no, 100%. I mean, obviously, the picture, the video that I came across on Instagram of you was, I'm sure it was you skating with your mate round I think you were doing I don't know anything about skating, by the way, before we get
Uh,
into it. Is it a rail slide?
Board side, yeah.
Yeah, you're board sliding, and I think you put one up recently as well about going over. So what gave you the thing to start videoing to show people obviously about your
Um,
blindness?
it all started during the pandemic. There was a lot of negativity online. People like bashing other people, making fun of other people, disagreeing with all their opinions, and no one was allowed to have an opinion. And it was just a lot of negativity, and it was a lot of division, and it was kind of making me sick to my stomach. And I wanted to spread some type of positivity online. So during the pandemic, everything was kind of stopped in life, and I play guitar as well and I sing, and I started live streaming me playing music on Facebook to try and make people happy for a little bit. And then that turned into my wife and I going on a 10,000-mile 7-week cross country road trip from New Jersey to California and back. And we set up in all these remote locations and live stream me playing music to the world. And then I got home and wanted to try and reach more people. So we made a 30-day plan to kind of introduce myself on social media. And I went to sleep. I had like 10 followers on TikTok and I had like 100 views on the video. And I woke up and it was like kind of viral, like, tens of thousands of views and hundreds of questions and comments and, like a couple thousand followers. And it was a lot of positivity and it was kind of what I was looking for. And I just kept trying to spread that positivity and like show people, life doesn't end if you have a certain thing or whatever it might be. Life goes on, and just trying to show people how to live their life and not give up and really spread like a message of love. And it just kind of blew up from there. It was kind of crazy to watch it all happen. It took a lot of hard work, but we're still grinding, and it's a lot of fun getting to help people and make these awesome videos with my life partner. So, building a business together and things like that. It's been really exciting.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds awesome. So I was just thinking back. Obviously, you're talking about your wrestling days, and obviously you into your judo and stuff. What out of between the two, what's the hardest match that you've ever had? And do you just want to talk us through it?
Um, Might have been, there was a lot of hard matches. Some of the losses were really hard. But there was one match where I was down about 13-0 with, maybe 45 seconds left, and it was a championship in 8th grade. And I I was losing obviously, and then my dad was just yelling, "You can't give up," and all this stuff. And I was on my feet, and I ended up throwing the guy to his back and pinning him, and actually winning the match. And it was really cool because it showed you like never give up. It showed you like anything could happen, and no matter how much you're down by, you could still come back. And it's kind of like a metaphor to life. Like, if you feel like you're losing or it's over, it's never over, and it's kind of in your hands to keep pushing forward and not giving up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So when you're wrestling in high school and stuff like that, are you wrestling other disabled people, or are you wrestling like
No,
fully able
it's
people?
all sighted people, just normal high school wrestling and stuff like that. And I had a I had to stay in contact so I knew where they were. So if we broke apart, the referee would blow the whistle and bring us back to the center and we'd start again. And that was really the only adaptation I needed. And I started out really bad. Like I only won one match when I first started, and then I started going to a wrestling club every day and going to tournaments every weekend, traveling, different things. And it took a while, but over the summer I got pretty decent at the sport. And then in eighth grade, I ended up, going undefeated. And in high school, I won like 122 matches or something like that. And just I had some good success with it. And it was really cool to experience a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, but a lot of fun also.
Yeah, yeah. So, how many matches would you usually have in through high school?
Uh, Maybe 40 in a season.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Like I say, obviously in this country we don't have any sort of we don't have wrestling or anything like that in schools. Certainly not. So yeah, having that obviously. No, yeah, we don't have any of that here.
You guys are big in judo, though.
Uh, are we? I was gonna say.
Yeah, very big.
Okay. I have never heard that. I mean, I don't speak to many people within the judo community, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't do any. I don't think there's any school based like combat sports. Definitely not.
Oh, there definitely is. I talked to the judo team in England. A lot of them grew up doing judo at like school and things like that.
They might do judo, but it won't be in school. They'll be doing it sort of. They'll be doing it after school. They might do it at their school, but they won't be doing it in school.
Yeah, you
Not.
don't do any sports really in school. It's always after school and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it all depends on. There is certain sports that you will get out of school to do, like you'll do them during the school day.
Oh wow.
In this, yeah, but yeah, I don't. I'm pretty sure that combat sports is not one of them. So who's your sort of closest rival then on the world circuit?
Uh,
Have you got like not a vendetta, but is there sort of a guy that you beat him, he beats you?
there was this guy from Brazil, but he's not involved anymore. We used to always have really intense matches, and kind of the whole stadium would be watching it because it was exciting. It was very much a brawl. Now maybe this guy from Argentina. So a lot of the South American countries kind of have rivalries with. I wouldn't call them rivalries, just good matches.
Yeah. I was going to say about rivalries, but it will be a rivalry, won't it? I don't know whether it's just the you're American. I think everyone wants to beat America, if I'm honest.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I suppose with obviously how dominant or I don't know how dominant they are in this last Olympics, but usually, at the Olympics they pretty much dominate usually.
Yeah.
So it's nice to take down the power, I suppose. It's always that David versus Goliath sort of a feel to it.
I think it depends the sport. 'Cause there's people in like Azerbaijan and Russia and Ukraine and all these other countries that are just amazing, and they get a lot better treatment than America does for their athletes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the amount of help and treatment and recovery stuff is kind of limited when you're on the U.S. team. It's kind of all up to you and to find everything on your own type of thing. And in other countries, they have, masseuses, they have all these recovery centers and different things to help their athletes. So I think you get taken care of a lot better in a lot of other countries.
What are the three things that America could do better then?
I don't know, maybe just, taking care of their athletes, recovery, and just maybe a lot of the nutrition stuff, different things, but it all depends on your sport because some are set up a little better, but a lot of times you're kind of almost on your own. to figure things out and set things up for yourself.
You mentioned about your meal prep earlier, and obviously then you've got a lack of sort of outside help in that. How did you come up with your meal plan, and could you just talk us through it?
Yeah, I study a lot of like vegan diet. I'm not vegan, but I study, how they get a lot of their nutrients and with different vegetables and like legumes like beans and stuff and grains, and I kind of add that, but I I go off that, very very limited salt, if any, when I'm cutting weight, and cut out the sugar and a lot of times cut out dairy, and then just add protein to each meal, like a chicken or steak or something like that.
All right, nice. And how often do you do your food prep?
Uh, if I'm prepping for the week, I could usually prep for like 3 days, um, 3 days ahead, and then sometimes I'm just prepping the morning of for the whole day, things like that.
And in the judo, sorry bouncing around here, but I'm just writing stuff down as it's coming into my head. With the judo, is there weight classes at all?
Yeah, it goes by kilograms. I'm in the 73 kilogram weight class, um, which is about 160.6 pounds. So I think there's five weight classes, and uh, that's the one I'm in. So I normally weigh about 180 pounds, so I have to cut like 20 pounds to make weight. I usually start a couple weeks out and, really start honing in my diet and training to try and lose the weight.
Has that ever been a struggle for you?
Uh, there's been times where it's been a struggle, but up till now, I've never missed weight in my entire life, so I'm pretty proud of that. And yeah, it takes a lot of discipline. Some days you really want to eat a snack or eat some ice cream or something, but you can't do that. You got to really stay strict, and some days that's hard.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And like
Um,
the day or two leading up to like weigh-ins is pretty brutal because you're kind of not able to drink much fluids. You have to really lose those last couple pounds. That can be hard.
do you have a set schedule? Do you up your saunas, or is there anything that you
Uh,
do to sort
when
of?
I'm closer, like I'll only do this up the sauna a lot, like the day or two before, and then because or else you're gonna dehydrate yourself a little too much, and then also just kind of up the cardio training to shed some weight, do a lot of like running and different things like that, and try not to do as much judo the day, like basically the week leading up, because you don't want to get injured by
Yeah,
training like that.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, well, if you've not got anything else to talk about, Anthony, we're closing in on time anyway for the 40 minutes. So
Awesome.
thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jack.
Is
Appreciate it.
No, no, 100%. Is there anything else you want to say to the listeners and watchers?
Now just check out For Bad Eyes podcast anywhere you stream it, and all my social links are on asfvision.com, so you can find me that way. You can send me a message. I always answer my messages. So um yeah, thanks for having me and appreciate it.
No, no. Thank you very much for coming on. Yeah, it's much appreciated. I can't thank my guests enough for coming on. It's gives me, I suppose, something to do in this hobby. And I really enjoy it. I love talking to people and finding out new things. And yeah, like in my life, I've got no one that's sort of blind in any aspect. Really, my old man's going a little bit blind, and we make take the mick out of him for it. But do you know what I mean? An actual like someone blind,
Yeah.
especially that's achieving what you're achieving, it makes me feel very, very lazy, to be honest.
Oh no.
But
Can't
yeah,
compare yourself to other people.
I know, but everyone does, whether
I
we
know.
like to
It's
admit
the
it or
worst
not.
thing we do.
But yeah, I always stay on the side of as long as I'm getting better each day, then I'm getting closer to where I want to be.
That's all it is.
But yeah, like I said, thank you very much for coming on, Anthony. It's been an absolute
Of course,
pleasure.
man.
and we'll see you all soon.
All right, take care.